Dear students, so we are going to start with our lecture number 40, which is machine condition monitoring and diagnosis. Now, this is fifth lecture in unit number fifth, which is measurement and control of vibrations. So, our lecture is machine condition monitoring and diagnosis. So, today we are going to see is machine condition monitoring and diagnosis. So the most of machine produce low levels of vibrations when designed properly. The most of machine produces low level of vibration when designed properly. During operations, all machines are subjected to fatigue, wear, deformation, and foundation settlement. So, the most of machine produces low level of vibration when we design this machine properly, and during the operation of all these machines, they are subjected to fatigue, wear, deformation, and foundation settlement. So these effect cause an increase in clearance because of this fatigue, wear, deformation, and foundation settlement. It increases the clearance between mating parts. Then there will be a misalignment in shaft. Then there will be a initiation of cracks in various parts of that machine and unbalance in rotor. So all these effects of this vibration causes increase in level of vibration, which causes increase in level of vibration, and because of that increase in level of vibration, there is additional dynamic load acting on bearing. There is additional dynamic load which is acting on bearing. Now, as time progresses, the vibration level is also going to increase, and if vibration level continue to increase, there will be a dynamic load which is also continuously increasing, and because of that, the ultimately there will be a failure or breakdown of machine. There may be a breakdown or failure of the machine. So the common types of faults or operating condition that leads to increase in level of vibration, which includes bent shaft. This is one type of fault or operating system. Eccentric shaft, misaligned component, unbalanced component, faulty bearings, faulty gears, impeller with faulty belts, and loose mechanical parts. So see, these are the some examples where common type of faults or operating conditions are occur that leads to increase in the level of vibration, and because of there will be increase in dynamic loads on the component, mainly on bearings. So there are some machine maintenance technique and some machine condition monitoring techniques. So what is machine maintenance technique? The failure of any machine is usually characterized by an increase in vibration and increase in noise, or there will be an increase in vibration or noise. So the vibration level decreases during initial running period, then it will increase slowly. The vibration increases, that is vibration level increases slowly during normal operating period due to normal wear, and finally the vibration level increases rapidly due to excessive wear. Hence, if wear is increases, then vibration level, there is increase in vibration levels. So finally, the increase, the vibration level increases rapidly due to the excessive wear until there will be a failure of a component or breakdown of the machine in the wear out period. So there are generally three types of maintenance scheme or techniques are used in this machine maintenance techniques. So first type is breakdown maintenance, second type is preventive maintenance, and third one is condition based maintenance. Now the main important topic in this today's lecture is your machine condition monitoring technique. So what is this machine condition monitoring techniques? So there are several methods, or there are different methods that can be used to monitor the condition of machine. There can be various techniques or methods that can be used to monitor the condition of machine, or there is another definition of this condition monitoring. The condition monitoring, it is the process of monitoring parameters of condition in machinery. In bracket, what are the parameters? It may be a vibration, it may be a temperature, in order to identify the significant change in indicative of a developing fault. So it will identify the developing fault. So this is called as condition monitoring. So what is condition monitoring? Condition monitoring, it is the process by which we can monitor a parameters of condition in machinery. So what are the parameters? It may be a vibration, it may be a temperature, it may be a wear. So these are the some parameters that can be monitored in order to identify the significance change, and this significance change is indicative in nature, that can be indicated because of there will be a developing a fault. So this is the definition of condition monitor. Now there are various methods for machine condition monitoring techniques. So the first method, it is your oral or visual machine condition monitoring technique. Second is your operational variable machine condition monitoring technique. Third is temperature machine condition monitoring technique. Fourth is wear debris machine condition monitoring technique. And fifth type of machine condition monitoring technique is vibration monitoring technique, or vibration condition monitoring technique. It is the most important parameter in this condition monitoring of any machine. So first is your oral or visual, second is operational variable, third one is your temperature, fourth wear debris technique, and fifth vibration techniques. So we are starting with our first technique, that is oral or visual method. So this oral or visual method are basic form of monitoring techniques. These oral or visual, these are the basic forms of a monitoring technique in which a skilled technician in which a skilled technician having a intimate knowledge of that machine can identify a failure. It can identify failure by simply listening the sound and or by visually observing the large amplitude of vibration that are produced by damaged machine. What is? In case of this oral or visual methods of machine condition monitoring technique, it is the basic form of condition monitoring technique in which the skilled technician having a intimate or full knowledge of that machine can identify the failure simply by listening the sound of the machine. So by hearing or listening the sound of machine, the skilled technician or person can identify failure. Similarly, the skilled technician can visually observe that machine which having large amplitudes of vibration produced because of damaged part. So therefore, sometimes for hearing of sound or listening of sound, a microphone or stroboscope is used to hear your machine noise or machine sound. Similarly, the device which is ranging from magnifying glasses to stroboscope, the device which is ranging from a magnifying glasses or stroboscope are used to visually monitor the condition of machine. So the current and voltage monitor can be used for condition monitoring of electrical devices such as large generators or motors. So by monitoring the current flowing through these electrical devices or voltage passing through these electrical devices, we can monitor the condition of that electric drives. It may be a generator, it may be a electric motor. So this is the first method by which we can identify the failure in the machine or machine component. The second method, it is operational variable technique, or it is also called as performance monitoring technique or duty cycle monitoring techniques or method. So in operational variable method of monitoring, also known as this performance or duty cycle monitoring method, the performance of machine is observed with regards to its intended duty. So for example, a machine is say it having say a life period, or we can say a time period that it works. That period is say 6-year warranty period or say 1-year warranty period. So the performance of that machine or that product is observed in this time period of say 6 months, 1 year, depending upon the manufacturing. So any deviation, if there is single deviation or any deviation from the intended performance of that machine, denotes the malfunctioning of the machine. It denotes malfunctioning of machine. Now, for example, there is one machine and that machine having some operational variables or performance parameters. So there are various operational variable or performance parameters like power, temperature, speed. There are number of operational variable or performance parameter of any machine. So if there is any deviation from the performance parameter which is given by that machine or that product, denotes the malfunction of the machine. So this is the second method of machine condition monitoring technique. Now third method of machine condition monitoring, it is temperature monitoring. So the temperature monitoring, it is a temperature monitoring. It involves the measuring of the operational or surface temperature of the machine. What is temperature monitoring technique? In temperature monitoring technique, it involves the measuring of operational or surface temperature of a machine. This method, that temperature monitoring method, can be considered as a kind of operational variable method. So this temperature, it is one kind of operational variable. So there are number of operational variable. So this is one type. In this temperature monitoring system, a rapid increase in temperature of the components occurring mostly because of the wear or due to the wear. If there is small amount of wear, there will be a less temperature. If that wear goes on increasing, then there will be a temperature of that machine goes on increasing. So a rapid increase in temperature of the component occurring mostly because of or due to the wear, and it is an indication that there is malfunction, such as there will be a inadequate lubricant in case of journal bearing. So in case of journal bearing, if there is increase in temperature, now this increase in temperature, it is mostly because of the wear. So if there is increase in temperature, then we can say that in that journal bearing there is inadequate lubricant. So we have to lubricate that journal bearing so that that temperature remains constant, that there will be a not increase in temperature. Now for temperature monitoring, we are using various devices. Temperature monitoring, or for measuring of the temperature, we can use various devices such as optical pyrometer, thermocouples, thermography, resistance thermometers. So there are number of temperature monitoring instrument or sensors which are used for monitoring the temperature. In some cases, the dye penetrants are also used to identify the cracks which is occurring on the surface of machine. In some cases, these dye penetrants are used to identify cracks occurring on the machine or surface of the machine. So this procedure required use of heat sensitive paints. So that heat sensitive paints is known as thermographic paints. And this Heat sensitive paints or thermographic paints are used to detect the surface cracks on hot surfaces. So, in such cases, the most suitable paint matching the expected surface temperature is selected. So, these are the some points which is used in case of temperature monitoring of the machine. This is the one of the technique in machine condition monitoring of the system. Now, the next fourth method, which is called as wear debris method. So this wear debris is generated at relative moving surface. The wear or wear debris is generated because of there is relative motion between the surface or between the mating surface. So this wear debris is generated at relative moving surface of load bearing machine elements. So the wear particle that can be found in lubricating oil or grease can be used to assess the extent of damage. So because of the relative motion between the various parts such as bearings, gears, so that wear particles can be found in an lubricating oil or in an grease. So number of that wear particles, and then size of that wear particles. So depending upon the various particle size, numbers, we can assess the extent of damage, how that bearing or that gear will damage. So as wear increases, the particle of material used to construct the machine components such as bearings, gears can be found in increasing concentration, or we can say number of wear particle it increases because wearing is increasing. Thus, the severity of the wear can be assessed by observing the concentration, that is quantity, then size of wear particle, shape of wear particle, and color of wear particle. So there is one note that the color of this wear particle indicates how hot they have been or what is the temperature of that wear particle. So this is another method by which we can monitor the condition of a machine. And the most fifth technique, that is most important technique, is your vibration monitoring or vibration monitoring technique in case of condition monitoring. So it is most, this vibration monitoring technique or vibration analysis is the most commonly used for machine condition monitoring. The vibration analysis or vibration monitoring is the most commonly used method for machine condition monitoring. So the vibration in machine can be caused by cyclic excitation of force or cyclic excitation which is arising from the various effects like imbalances, wear, or failure of the parts. So The available, or we can say the what type of changes that can be occur in vibration level, and how these changes can be detected, and how the condition of machine is interpreted has been a topic of these several researches. So there are various research which is going in this vibration monitoring technique, that is what type of changes that can be occur in vibration level, how these changes can be detected, and how the condition of machine can be interpreted before breakdown of the system or a machine, that is preventive maintenance. So this vibration monitoring technique, it is used in case of preventive. So how we can prevent the maintenance of that machine, so that can be the topic of several research studies. Now there are two techniques of vibration monitoring. So first technique is time domain analysis, and another technique, it is frequency domain analysis. This is also called as time domain waveform, or it is also called as frequency waveform, or it is also called as time domain analysis or frequency domain analysis. So this is a graph. The time domain analysis uses the time history. The time domain analysis uses a time history of a signal or waveform. What is the time domain analysis? It uses a time history of any signal or waveform. So the signal which is stored in oscilloscope or in real-time analyzer, and any non-steady or transient impulses that can be noted. So in case of time domain analysis, there is a signal. So this is a one type of signal, or it is a time domain waveform of any gear. Now this gear is faulty gear. This gear is faulty gear. So this time domain waveform shows the time domain waveform of a faulty gears. So it gives a signal, that is it is a graph of acceleration, that is meter per second square, with time. So 0, 16, 32, 48, 64, 80 seconds or milliseconds. So this is the time and this is your acceleration. So if you see this time, so the time domain analysis use a time history of a signal or a waveform, and the signal is stored in an oscilloscope or in a real-time analyzer, and any non-steady or transient impulse are noted. So if you see, so there is impulse response is there. So this is first impulse response, this is second impulse response, this is third impulse response, this is fourth impulse response. And if you see these responses, these are the some steady responses. So the discrete diagram of such as broken teeth in gears, then crack in inner and outer races of bearings can be identified easily using this waveform of the casing of the gearbox. So if we put the accelerometer on casing of the gearbox, And if we record the acceleration versus time graph, so if there is an impulses in that time history, so we can say that there will be the either the broken teeth of the gear, or there will be a crack on inner surface or outer surface of the bearings. So this is one example showing that acceleration signal of a single stage gearbox. The pinion of gear pair is coupled to a 5.6 kilowatt 2865 rpm electric motor. Since the pinion shaft speed is 2865, or we can say it is rpm, so in hertz or it is in rps, it is 47.75 hertz. So the period can be 20.9 millisecond. The time period, it should be 20.9 millisecond. The acceleration waveform indicates that pulse occurs periodically with a period of 20 millisecond. So every 20 millisecond there will be a time period occurring. So in such cases, the indices, there are various indices such as peak level, root mean square level, that is RMS square level, or crest factor. So these are used to identify the damage of machine condition monitor. So since the peak level occurs only once, it is not a statistical quantity, hence it is not a reliable index to detect the damage. So that is first, peak level. Second indices which is used for this time domain analysis, that is RMS value, that is root mean square value of the vibration. So this RMS value is better index to detect damage in steady state application. It may not be useful in case of vibration of complete gearbox that consists of several gears or shaft. So for single component or two component, that RMS value is better index. And the crest factor, it is the ratio of peak value or peak level to the RMS level, includes the information of both peak level also or RMS value. So these are the some indices which is useful in time domain analysis. Now the most important is your frequency domain analysis. So if you see, this is a graph of frequency domain analysis. So we know that this FFT analyzer, that is real time analyzer, it is used to convert this time domain signal into this frequency domain signal. So the frequency domain analysis or frequency spectrum, it is a plot of the amplitude of vibration versus the frequency. So it is a plot of amplitude of vibration with respect to frequency, and that can be derived by using digital FFT analyzer or fast Fourier transform analyzer of time waveform. So it can be converted time to frequency waveform. Now the frequency spectrum provides useful information about the condition of the machine. So the vibration response of machine govern not only its component but also its assembly, mounting and installation. So frequency spectrum, it provides useful information about condition of the machine as well as this vibration response of the machine is governed not only its component but also the assembly of components, then mounting of components and installation of the components. So thus the vibration characteristics of any machine are unique to that of particular machine. Hence, the vibration spectrum can be considered as a vibration signature of that machine. So if that signature changes, then we can say there is a failure or there is a detection of failure of the computer or a machine. However, as the machine starts developing faults, its vibration level and hence the shape of frequency spectrum changes. The shape of frequency spectrum changes. By comparing the frequency spectrum of machine in damaged condition with reference of frequency spectrum corresponding to good machine, the nature and location of fault that can be detected. So we have to compare the frequency spectrum in case of machine which is in good condition and when machine is in faulty condition. So if by using comparison we can say that which part or which system is damaged, that can be detected and fault can be detected. So another important characteristic of a frequency spectrum is that the rotating machine in machine generates the identical or identifiable frequency. For example, if you see there are a system, so this is the system, it consists of these 6 components. So first component was your booster pump, it having a frequency, so this is the frequency. Say for example it is say 20 hertz, it is the frequency for booster pump. Then the second component is your bearing, so bearing has say frequency of 40 hertz. The third component is your motor, so motor having frequency of say 10 hertz. Then there are fourth and fifth, both are gears, one is pinion and other is gear. So fourth having frequency of 60 hertz, fifth having frequency of 50 hertz, and last component, that is feed water pump, it having a frequency of 30 hertz. So this is the frequency spectrum when machine is in good condition. So your the frequency spectrum or frequency graph is like this. So third component, that motor having frequency 10 hertz, booster pump having frequency 20 hertz, feed water frequency is 30 hertz, then bearing having frequency 40 hertz, gear having frequency 50 hertz, and pinion having frequency 40 hertz. Now, if this machine, one of the part is fail, say for example bearing is fail, so in good condition the machine frequency is 40 hertz, and if the machine frequency 40 hertz is changes to say 45 hertz, 50 hertz, or it will be up to 70 hertz, so we can say that this second part, that is bearing part, is faulty or there is a fault in case of bearing. Similarly, if motor is failed, we can say that the frequency of that motor, which is 10 hertz, that it changes. It is either 0 hertz, it is either 5 hertz, or it is other than 10 hertz. So we can say that this motor component will be faulty. So by comparing this frequency spectrum when whole system or machine is in good condition and when machine is in bad condition or faulty condition. So by comparing both graph, we can identify which part or which component is faulty. So this is the frequency domain analysis that can be used for vibration monitoring techniques. So these are the some techniques which are used in machine condition monitoring of the system or any machines. So there are various types of techniques. So this is the today's lecture, or this is the part of this today's lecture. So thank you very much.